You're listening to True Crime Stories. Let's walk through the case, one detail at a time.
It is a clear afternoon in St. Paul, Minnesota, in early May 1980. Snow still lingers along the edges of sidewalks where winter has not fully released its hold. School bells echo down a residential street lined with modest houses and bare trees. Inside Randolph Heights Elementary School, chairs scrape against classroom floors as students gather books and prepare to leave. A teacher walks out of the building with two children at her side. By the end of the hour, that stretch of sidewalk will be sealed with police tape. St. Paul moves with the steady rhythm of a river city. The Mississippi cuts a wide line through neighborhoods built on bluffs and flats. Government buildings stand beside churches. Corner stores sit within walking distance of public schools. Long winters create habits of routine and familiarity. Parents know the pickup times. Teachers know the after-school schedules. On May 6, 1980, Mary Stauffer, a 28-year-old teacher, leaves the school building with two of her students. They are headed to a dentist appointment. The walk to her car is short. The afternoon appears ordinary. A man approaches them on the sidewalk. He is holding a pew. The children freeze. Mary Stauffer steps between the man and the students. Shots are fired. Mary is struck. The children run from the scene. Neighbors hear the sound and step onto porches. Someone calls 911. Within minutes, St. Paul Police Department officers and paramedics arrive. Mary Stauffer is pronounced unalive at the scene. A school day ends on a sidewalk. Officers secure the area. Detectives collect shell casings from the pavement. Witnesses describe the shooter's clothing, build, and movements. Patrol cars block off the street. The news spreads quickly across the city. A teacher unalived outside an elementary school. The investigation begins with descriptions provided by those who saw the encounter. One of Mary's colleagues offers a name, Mildred Carlson, known as Mile, a former coworker who had left the school under strange circumstances. A name moves from conversation into a report. Later that day, police locate Carlson. She is arrested without incident. Inside an interview room, she speaks to detectives about her relationship with Mary Stauffer. She says they had been involved in a romantic relationship. She says Mary had attempted to end it. She says she could not accept that. The case shifts from a public sidewalk to a private history. Prosecutors move quickly. In June 1980, Mille Carlson is charged with first-degree unaliving. The case draws intense public attention. A shooting in broad daylight outside a school has already unsettled the city. The fact that the accused once worked in the same educational system deepens that reaction. The courtroom in Ramsey County fills with teachers, parents, and reporters. Prosecutors outline a sequence of events. They present evidence that Carlson had purchased the pew used in the shooting. They describe her waiting outside the school on May 6th. They recount the confrontation on the sidewalk. Witnesses testify about what they saw. They describe Mary stepping in front of the children. They describe Carlson firing at close range. The defense does not dispute that Carlson pulled the trigger. Instead, attorneys focus on her mental state. Psychiatrists testify about emotional fixation and obsession. They speak about the intensity of the relationship and Carlson's inability to accept its end. The jury listens to accounts of the relationship between the two women. They hear about workplace tension. They review statements given to police. They examine the physical evidence collected at the scene. A sidewalk becomes a central exhibit. In September 1980, the jury returns a verdict: guilty of first-degree unaliving. Mila Carlson is sentenced to life in prison. The criminal proceeding concludes with a conviction. The prison system takes custody of Carlson. The legal record reflects the charge, the testimony, and the sentence imposed. Outside the courthouse, Randolph Heights Elementary continues operating. Children return to classrooms. Buses line up at dismissal. Teachers resume lesson plans. Routine resumes. But the school does not forget the name of the colleague who did not come back. Mary Stauffer's name is spoken at assemblies. A scholarship is established in her memory. A plaque appears inside the building, placed where students pass each day. Some pause to read it. Others do not yet know the full story. An institution absorbs the loss and continues. St. Paul moves forward through the 1980s and 1990s. The Mississippi continues along its banks. New families move into the neighborhoods near Randolph Heights. City council meetings address budgets and zoning. School calendars fill with sports games and concerts. The case of Mary Stauffer remains in the public record. Court transcripts document the testimony. Police reports describe the scene on May 6th. Sentencing orders detail the life term imposed on Mila Carlson. The file is complete in the language of law. In later years, discussions about stalking and intimate partner violence include cases like this one. Law enforcement agencies expand training on warning signs and escalation. Schools review policies about safety beyond locked doors and visitor badges. The events of that afternoon become part of professional conversations about risk and prevention. A single incident influences institutional awareness. Students who were in elementary school in 1980 grow up. Some become parents. Some drive their own children past the same building on Randolph Avenue. The plaque bearing Mary Stauffer's name remains in place, steady against the passage of decades. The records show dates, statements, and verdicts. They show how quickly a suspect was identified and how swiftly the case moved through court. They show that the children Mary shielded survived. They do not capture the moment she stepped forward without hesitation. They do not measure the weight carried by a neighborhood that witnessed violence in daylight. The sidewalk outside Randolph Heights Elementary still exists. Cars pass. Snow gathers in winter and melts again in spring. The building stands, its doors opening each morning to another school day. Mary Stauffer's life is recorded in memorials and archives. Mila Carlson's sentence is recorded in correctional files. What remains is a documented act on a public street, a conviction entered into court records, and a city that continues its routines with the knowledge that one ordinary afternoon altered its sense of familiarity. The river moves. The buses arrive and depart. And the name spoken in classrooms each year carries forward the memory of a teacher who stood between danger and her students.